So here's a before photo. See, it says Fun Mountain. And here's how it looks today, November 2019. And here is pretty much all that remains. Hey everyone, I want to welcome you to a brand new video. And today we're going to be checking out a piece of Gatlinburg history. Where I'm at today once stood not only a hotel resort, but later on an actual amusement park. It is called Fun Mountain. It had a short lifespan, closed around 2000-2001, and it sat here abandoned with all the rides until around 2008. I'm actually going to share some older photos and more detailed information about this place throughout the video. But right here is pretty much all that's left, an abandoned chairlift. So I ask you to come along with me as we check out what's left of Fun Mountain. Now there's been numerous videos made here. Carpetbagger's been here, Exploration Unknown. I think even Adam the Woo, where he climbed one of the towers. And I've been meaning to hit this place each time I come here. Never found the time, but today it finally happened. So I'm gonna try and do my best to line up a couple photos for before and after. But more or less, I'm just gonna do a walk around and show you how it looks today. Not a whole lot left to see, but there is something here, and it is a part of Gatlinburg history. So what we're looking at here is the loading platform for the Sky Ride. And underneath it is the machine house, which powered it. Let's check it out. You actually smell like oil and grease in here. There's a big belt there. Let me switch it to the main camera and get you some better imagery. There we go. Looks like it was a electric motor powered. I'm thinking this is a diesel engine. Not 100% sure. Got the electrical box here, controls. Yeah, there's a big electric motor back there. So if you guys could explain what I'm looking at, I'd love to hear it. I don't know much about this. But this is a big, probably the big auger that spins the wheel, the big shaft that goes up to the viewing platform. So I'm guessing the electric motor, I don't know, I'm not even gonna try and guess, but I know the electric motor in this, it looks like Wisconsin heavy duty air cooled engine is what powered it. But the choke looks like hot engine. And even the ignition is right there. That'd be crazy to start it cranking. This is, I'm guessing that wheel spins a shaft with a gear inside there that spins this. That's my assumption anyways. It looks like it's been picked apart. All the wires are cut and snipped. Ooh, it's full of water. Or some water-like substance. But they left some WD-40 at least. You can see how Mother Nature's reclaiming it. It's growing up through the boards here. These are actually railroad ties. Growing right between it, splitting it apart. Let's look up here. And from what I saw too, this property is not posted. So right now we are under the platform. And here is where that shaft came through, right there. And it goes up to the surface. So it's like a little sub underneath area. Let's go up and see the important part, the chairlift itself. So the strange thing is that they're actually using the old parking lot for the amusement park for public parking now. You can actually park up here, and there's a machine down there to pay for public parking. So it looks like they have no intention of removing what is left here. If anything, they're just utilizing the empty space. Or this is really overgrown since the last time I've seen it on video. And these chairs have wooden seats, and a lot of them are rotted, so it's just the framing of them. But if this was to start up today, it'd probably short the motor out because it would never be able to make its way through the trees. So while you're watching this video, if you've ever been to this park while it's operational, definitely leave a comment down below. Tell me what your experience was here. Was the park typically a busy place? Was it run down? I do know that they did have trouble maintaining the rides here because it is on a mountain, especially the chairlift, which is unfortunately the demise of a lot of parks that are built on mountains, like Ghost Town and Maggie Valley, I think it is, as well as numerous other ones. I don't know the names offhand, but it's not uncommon though that they build these resorts or parks on mountainsides, and maintenance costs are just astronomical. All right, we arrived at the loading platform. Does look like they did remove any chairs that were over here, or someone has taken them, but this is what's left of it today. The big rotating wheel with the braided metal cable, and that shaft that we saw downstairs, I think comes up through here. And I think we were correct, it does rotate this wheel. It's a very simplistic design. Everything's underneath, and it's just a axle that comes up. Modern day chairlifts, at least the ones I'm familiar with, have the motor overhead. So the motor's mounted right on top of this to rotate it. So not sure if they still create them like this, but it is neat to see. This is probably an emergency stop button. They are always variously scattered around. And this is the control panel, which is gutted. Earlier videos I've seen, the buttons were still here. So it's unfortunate they've been taken. But somebody would stand here all the time and would probably be in communication with other workers and would be told to slow it down, stop it, start moving again. So here's a before photo I was able to find. You can see the Ferris wheel can see the chairlift right here in front of us. And here's how it looks today. The whole area here is now empty, completely bare. Chairlift still remains, but now you can see it's all severely overgrown. Okay. Well, I just got yelled at from the parking attendant down below, saying I'm not supposed to be up there, but this is parking up here, so you can come up here. But I got the shots I needed. I'm okay. There is one or two other things that I do want to show you. Hopefully I can before she comes up here. So here we're looking at all foundations. There was a building here, which I will show on Google Maps. And this is all that's left of it. They pretty much razed everything. So walking back towards the chairlift, we can get a good backside view here of the park. Again, we'd be walking where a building is right now, and there'd be numerous rides over near the loading platform, but still one or two more things I'm trying to locate to share with you guys. Oh yeah, I think we're walking on the old go-kart track. I'll show that again on Google Maps. You'll be able to see the layout of it. This looks like where the cars are coming to park. Probably was an overhead structure protecting them. Yeah, this is the go-kart track right here. Let's see if we get a little bit closer look for the parking lady comes and yells at me again. Yeah, this is indeed what it is. This is where the go-karts were. They lined up in here. Let's see if I can walk part of the track here. As long as I'm not seen by the lady, we'll be okay. She is just a parking attendant, but I think whoever she works for owns the parking lots now for overflow public parking. Can't even tell if this is the track, but it's all covered with debris. There's a little storage shed or something, partially collapsed, has plastic around it. Here now, you can clearly see the track snags its way through. So that is what we're looking at and walking on. Looks like at one point homeless people were staying here. I do have one more thing to show you though. We're getting close to it. It's going to be a before and after photo. And hopefully I could do it without being seen. Sir, you're not supposed to be up there. Should have said, I'm JPVideos. Don't you know who I am? Alright, here's a before photo. Notice the tunnel. Notice the bumper boats. Here's how it looks today. This is the pool area. Still existing. Tunnel's right up there. Very cool that it's still here. Typical bumper boat pond, about 3 feet deep. Slowly being reclaimed by nature. And over here, this is what I mentioned before, a walking path that goes along the big open area. It's almost impenetrable now. But there's posts here. I think the boats would come over here. People would load from this area here. So this would be the loading, unloading area. I'm pretty sure when there's posts like that, there's bars going out into the water to grab onto to get in and out. Well, while we're here, there's someone walking up here. It's not the lady though. He's just looking around. If she sees him up here, she might follow him. Right there. I think I startled him. So close proximity, go-kart track and bumper boats. Let's get out near the road here and take a closer look at some of the other remaining items. So here's looking back. Behind the tree line is the loading platform. And to the right would have been the Ferris wheel and various other rides. Bumper boat pond, which is more intact than I actually was led to believe. I didn't think it was even this much here to see. I think we came at the right time in the winter time because all the leaves are gone. There's a little cinder block shed here. Probably a pump house or valve house. Yep. Something to do with water. Got some water pipe or water hoses. How cool is that tunnel though? And it looks like, yeah, we're gonna take this before we go up there. I don't know where he's going. She's not gonna see me up here, so let's take this soft beaten path. Get a couple closer look at the trailers again. I'm always fascinated by it, you know. You just think, you know, it was operational one day, they shut it off, never turned on again. I imagine it costs too much to remove, that's why it's still here. Because they'd have to get equipment to scale this mountainside to remove it. You can actually climb the ladder and get a good view. I don't want to press my luck though and either fall or draw attention to myself because that guy's walking up here and the Nazi parking lady's down there. turnaround station to bring it back down. There's actually no structures up there, but people have been up there before. But based on what I've seen in their videos, it's not worth the hike. But I forgot to mention that it was at one time holding the record for the longest chairlift in Gatlinburg. This looks more like a maintenance area up here. If you look way up there, there's one of the chairlift towers. Let me zoom in for you. There it is. So you can see how far away and how steep of a hill this is, mountain that it climbs. That's why it's going to be not feasible to remove it. You have to get equipment up there. Those are probably buried 10 feet deep, if not deeper, each of those posts. If you look over here though, you'll see a lot of charred trees. This is from the 2016 fire up here. And I just heard a fire alarm beep. Smoke detector, I mean. Busted windows. I do hear something banging up here. I don't know if it's that guy or people working. Look at boxes of paperwork. RRI night audit 12/1/15. That's definitely not from this park when it's operational. They're using it for storage or something. Well, we found an abandoned piece of exercise equipment. Does that mean it's officially abandoned? Nah, we'll stick with toys and Christmas items. Don't know what's going on. I hear something. Oh, I see a chimney right there. All right, let's walk around the other side. And aside from that lady yelling at me, "Sir, you shouldn't be up there," there's no posted signs anywhere. So as far as I know, there's nothing saying I can't be up here looking around. I'm not going to obviously do anything to destroy or break into anything, but never stopped us from looking. But this looks a little interesting. Are you serious? There's still power going to the building? Why wouldn't they have that sealed up? There's still power going to it. I can't believe it. Look at this. Got some props here. That horse looks like maybe from a carousel ride. A bear, maybe a mascot? I don't know. So far, this is very interesting. Ba-doom boom. Looks like an active structure there. Lights are on. There's a road down here, access road or something. But yeah, this was a home site. You can see charred trees and that beautiful stone chimney. I wonder if it was one of the owners of the park or if it was just a private residence. I'll get you a closer look at it. It's the only thing still standing. So just like down below, what I call like an access road or off-beaten path, there's more of them here. This keeps going, but again, it's just too thick. It's not worth me going through. I do see up in the far distance though, you'll see a teal color. There's a water tank up there. Probably the water source for Gatlinburg. But I think that's all there is to see here. That is an active residence. There's a vehicle parked there, so I'm not going to go in that direction. But it is very cool though to see something from the past that unfortunately didn't survive. Although you would consider this abandoned because it has busted windows and part of the roof is decayed, that door is padlocked and there's still power going to it, so very odd situation. Looks like they are just using it for storage though. And you can see up behind in the far distance the towers for the chairlift. That would be one heck of a ride though. It has a pretty steep incline and you're really in the thick of it. So on the way down, you'd have a gorgeous view of Gatlinburg. So one thing I would like to know is, back when the park was operational, was there more things for people to come up here to see and do? Was there more rides or buildings? Or was this just like an off-limits area for staff or maintenance? That part I do not know, and may not ever find out, but just my own curiosity's sake, I'd like to find out. I gotta say, that's a pretty sweet place to live though. No one around you. You got a road right in front of you, but that's your closest neighbor, but nothing operational up here, so it's pretty quiet. Secluded. That's the way I want to live. Less people, the better. Less problems. So we're going to make our way through the tunnel. I'm going to speed up the footage here, and then we'll wrap up the video. Alright guys, that was a look at Fun Mountain Park here in Gatlinburg, Pennsylvania. A piece of history as far as amusement parks go here in Tennessee. Definitely surprised as to what is still left here, because based on the videos I watched, research I did, I didn't know that the bumper boat pond is still here. Go-kart track was still there with the lanes, and that there was still the tunnel and some other areas. So we're able to do some pretty cool before and after photos. So I hope you guys did appreciate the research I was able to do for you guys to provide that information, the photos, the history, the aerial shots. All of it helps, you know, fill in the blanks, or I should say it's another piece of the puzzle. Again, if you have ever been here before during operation, I'd love to hear from you guys. Share your thoughts, whether good or bad, any memories you have. It always makes it much more worthwhile for me to hear that people can appreciate looking back at something from the past that they once visited long ago. So as to what the future is of this place, I really don't know. I don't think anything's really going to change because they are using the lots as public parking. We saw signs. I got yelled at by the parking lady. And the chairlift is going to probably stay here unless someone was to redevelop the whole mountain, because otherwise it'd be astronomical, as I've said before, to bring equipment, excavate all those towers, bring it down safely. And I don't see them doing that for any particular reason, unless they were to rebuild, maybe reopen. But again, I don't see that happening. There's already three chairlifts in Gatlinburg, and this place didn't make it for numerous reasons. So anyways, I want to thank you for joining me today. If you did enjoy this adventure, please give it a big thumbs up. It's free. It only takes a second. More importantly, it tells me that you enjoy these type of videos. Sounds like a car is coming down. It's a school bus climbing the hill. Don't forget to, you can follow me on Facebook, where I do share details, photos, and material that doesn't always make it to YouTube. And if you'd like to help support my channel for future adventures, you can pick up a t-shirt just like this one, or head to my Patreon page, where if you donate at least $2, you'll get exclusive access to upcoming projects. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. Until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Okay, here's a little bonus footage for you. You can see the chairlift platform. Right down in the lower parking lot is another abandoned business and structure. This is called Teddy Bear Mini Golf. Spelled T-E-D-E Bear. I think it closed around the same time. Unfortunately, we can't get to it. It is posted now. I'm not going to cross the line. It's a highly visible area, but there is some walkways, remnants of mini golf, a cave up there. I believe Jacob the carpetbagger did film this. So if you search abandoned mini golf Gatlinburg, you should be able to find his video. But it is another thing in the past, just downwind of the chairlift. But As to why it closed, I think it just same reason for the amusement park, just lack of business. Wasn't very big, but again, there was different levels. There was some structures here, and let's see if there's anything else over here we could see. So the parking lady is in her little shack there, so I can't go. I know she's gonna yell at me. You can see the lights though. They kind of redeveloped it. I think this is newer. This wasn't here back when the opera. That actually makes sense now, because when I walked in the back of that lot, we found that little cave structure. I said, I'm not sure what this is for. This wasn't here when this was in operation, so the mini golf section was all up here. This is what's left of it here, so they kind of tore away at it to build this Parkview Clarion Hotel. But it definitely did go up this way, went farther back, and that's why we saw the remnants of it, which is surprisingly still up there and intact. But this is the main part of it here. Again, just a little bonus footage, wanted to share it with you. If you come at the right time, you could probably get up here. There are steps, but again, the parking lady I know is keeping a watchful eye on me. I don't know why, because she feels it's her job too, but I'm not gonna make her do anything she doesn't want to, as far as having to come and yell at me. So I'm just gonna admire her from here. And again, if you come here, they're both within like a couple hundred yards of each other. You can check them out. Maybe at nighttime. I think it's when Jacob came here at nighttime. The parking lady might not be here, and you can see it for yourself.